Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, I have with me today Brother Ryan. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ryan.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So let me introduce Brother Ryan. Brother Ryan recently become Muslim. So we'll find out his journey, inshallah. So Brother Ryan, can you tell us about yourself first?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm Ryan, 30 years old. I discovered Islam about a year ago. Well, journey hasn't been smooth sailing. Started off as homeless, jobless, and through the power of Allah and Islam, I've now completely turned my life around. So it's safe to say really that Islam completely changed my life.
Tell us the incident that you first encountered the Muslim. When did that happen?
So I went down to Whitechapel
Yeah.
just on an occasion
Yeah.
where I bumped into yourself and Brother Mustafa
Yes.
doing Dawah outside Whitechapel
Sure.
Station.
Sure.
We got involved in a conversation
Sure.
where I believe at the time I told you I was Christian.
Yeah.
We eventually got into the conversation
Yeah.
where you were telling me the ins and outs of Islam.
Yes.
And eventually everything was coming to me. You were telling me what was making sense in my head. And I believe about 10 to 15 minutes later I was then taking my Shahada.
Alhamdulillah. So when I met you for the first time, I have noticed that you have a Bible in your bag. You were reading a Bible in your bag. You showed us a Bible at that time.
Correct.
So you are someone who was devoted to a religion. So you actually a God-fearing person.
Yes.
And then the transformation happened because I have remembered that you are mentioning that Islam actually filled the gaps that you are feeling at that time.
Yeah, so at the time there was so many things that didn't make sense in
Sure.
Christianity.
Sure.
And there were so many things that you were telling me that, hang on a minute, I felt that Christianity sort of contradicted itself at the time. And I thought, well, hang on a minute, what you're saying actually makes sense. Because it doesn't contradict, it completely made sense as well. That Jesus only being a prophet, wasn't the Son of God.
Yes.
And, sorry, wasn't God. And, well,
Yeah.
everything just fell right into place.
So the major theme of Christianity compared to the major theme of Islam, there is a huge difference between the divinity of Jesus Christ. Muslim, we attribute Jesus Christ as a prophet of God, as a Messiah. But in the Christianity, he was seen as someone who is divine. And this is the issue because he cannot be co-equal with the Father, nor he can be co-eternal with the Father. And there is a significant distinction that even Bible makes it. But Christians somehow push this idea of Trinity and making him co-equal to the Father, which is why a lot of Christians actually left Christianity and they become atheists as well. Some of them become Muslim. So when did you heard the first time the concept of God in Islam? Did you heard it from Mustafa? Or did you heard it before?
I'd heard it before, but it didn't quite register with me. So it was taking a long time to process, and then suddenly it was just, when you said it against me that day, it was almost like it was making more sense, and it was going almost like a bell was going off in my head, and I felt it in my heart, and all of a sudden I thought that's when I knew in myself that was that fateful day. That was the day that everything made sense in my heart, and I thought, I'm taking my Shahada.
So do you think this is the best decision in your life?
Absolutely. It's safe to say that Islam actually saved my life.
Sure. And did you see yourself any changes within yourself since you become Muslim?
Absolutely. I mean, Allah has completely changed me. I now am back in touch with everything that I held dear. I now have work. I now have somewhere to live. I now have everything that I had beforehand. I'm much more of a confident person as well. I have people I have around me as brothers as well, and that's all down to Allah.
Yeah. I mean, in recent, you're looking after your mother, which you weren't before you become a Muslim. So would you not see that this is a very positive side that you are looking after your mother?
Absolutely. I mean, beforehand I had problems, as you know, with my mum,
Yeah.
and we wasn't in touch. But since I came to Islam, I saw that you have to sort of respect your elders and your parents. And we eventually got talking. I told her that I was Muslim. She was completely fine with it and
Sure.
understood, and we had a long conversation regarding it. At first she didn't accept it, but I told her that this is me, this is now who I am, please learn to accept it. And at the time she wasn't ignorant. She learnt to live with how I was and who I am now. And well, after a long road, eventually she accepts who I was.
So would you say it makes you a different person in a good way?
Absolutely, absolutely. And to anyone that's thinking of doing the Shahada or even thinking of coming to Islam, I urge you to come to Islam. Come to Allah, because He can completely change your life, regardless of what happens, regardless of what situation you're in. Don't listen to any Islamophobia that's out there, especially anything that's portrayed by the media.
Sure. Brother Ryan, you know there are big mass media are doing activities of Islamophobic activities, right? And we are aware of it. And their main idea is to take away people from Islam. What would be the message for those who are listening to those media, those news, those fairy tales they made about Islam? What would be your message?
Brother, this is something I feel strongly about, because there's so many people in Islam who are scared to come out, scared to go to masjid, scared to pray, scared to even leave their houses around certain areas. I mean, look at Southport, for example. One wrong message and all the mosques, the masjids were attacked. All the brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles down there, they were all attacked. Because of one bit of wrong information.
So,
brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, don't listen to anyone that gives out false information or an Islamophobic. That's my message to you.
This is actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, when an ignorant come to you with some information, you need to verify the information, right? So as a Muslim, we should take the lesson that if anyone just says something, we cannot just accept it without verifying the person and the information as well. So Brother Ryan, mashallah, may Allah bless him, he become Muslim, and he can see the daylight differences of the truth and the false, right? Just the way we differentiate between day and night. And you have heard that how his life has been transformed, and the life transformed in a good way. Mashallah, he is a better son for his mother. He is a good person for the society. He stands for himself. He was not chained, he was not enslaved by the so-called medias. He can think freely. And this is what Islam promotes. Islam free people. Islam doesn't enslave people. It free from the slavery, the chain that shackle us, that chain us in a way that we don't realize. We are chained by our the societal different models, right? And Islam actually goes against those models and making people free from those slavery. So, as you have heard from Brother Ryan, that when you come out of these shackles, you will see the world in a different light, and Allah will make your life better. So, Brother Ryan, the last question I have for you. As a Muslim, since, you are a year old now, since become Muslim, what would you say that what was the massive change happened to you in terms of how you live your life?
Wow. I would say I definitely live it a lot better than I did before, because now I'm a lot less of a. Before I was a very angry person,
Sure.
but now I'm carefree. Not carefree, but I'm very much more laid back. I'm a laughable person.
Sure.
I'm well.
Yeah, I mean,
I live my life very differently to where I was before, and well, yeah, it's made me so much of a different person.
yeah, I mean, you see, your conversion story is I, someone was very honored that I have witnessed everything about the transformation. Alhamdulillah, and may Allah bless you. You know, because sometimes it's an encouragement for me, because I've seen the transformation from your dark days to the light days, right? Which I've seen. Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with that. This is something, a blessing from God. When God given light to someone, no one can eliminate that light, and that light will sharpen the horizon. It will make lighter. The world will be a new light for you. You will see the world differently, and that's what Brother Ryan experienced. So please make dua for Brother Ryan, and don't forget about myself. Please make dua for me as well, and please keep us in your duas. Keep making dua that may Allah eliminate the issues in Palestine, eliminate the issues in Bangladesh, eliminate the issues all over the world, whoever are suffering. May Allah guide us. May Allah strengthen our heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Would you like to know the message of Islam?
It's a religion.
Sorry?
It's a religion.
Yeah, in Islam, yes.